The Indian automotive industry is witnessing a fascinating shift with younger and more discerning set of customers driving the demand for premium vehicles. Now, to cater to these changing preferences, luxury automakers in India are revamping their retail experiences. The latest one being BMW Group India with its Retail.Next concept. Now, to talk more about it, we have with us Mr. Vikram Pawah, who is the President and CEO of BMW Group India. Mr. Pawah, welcome to HT Auto. Now,
Thank you.
Just wanted to start off with the concept itself. Can you brief us about what Retail.Next is and what was the idea behind it?
So RetailNext, the format that we're talking about is actually changing the game in the auto industry, how auto dealerships are looked at, how customers interact in these dealerships. And the change is purely coming from how the society and our customers are changing, because if you look at it, not only the definition of luxury is changing, but also at the same time, how people interact with brands is changing very rapidly, and it's becoming more experiential, it's becoming more immersive, it's becoming more engaging. And I think from that perspective, when we started looking at a dealership, we could see that the current format that we had, although it was absolutely a benchmark format, no doubt about it, but it did not provide those spaces to customers to engage and experience the brand in a different level. So that's why we introduced RetailNext, which is a worldwide concept, but this is one of the first places in the world that it's being introduced in this format, and I think it's come out really well. And you can see when you walk around the place, it doesn't look like an auto dealership. Right. It looks more like a lounge with cars and products in it, right, or cars and interaction in it, which exactly what customers want. And it's gone away from those days of plain colors, those dull black and whites and the grays and blues. And it talks a little bit more about welcoming, warm colors with a lot of features, a lot of your lounge stuff as your home. Because I always use this analogy saying that, as kids when we were growing up, we used to have all these scale models sitting in our house, right? Be it the lounge or be it in our bedrooms. And when we grew up and we started buying cars, and our dream was always, wish I could put my car in my lounge every day and see it before I sleep. Right. So, well, here at least you can feel like your lounge and the cars are next to you.
Right. So, what are the different zones that have been set up to the newer dealership, which were not previously there, and how are they aiding the newer concept?
So, first of all, not only new things, but first of all, what we've done is we merged all the zones that were there earlier at a dealership. So, if you remember, a traditional dealership would have a area for the new car sales. There will be an area for service separately, right? A separate entrance at times. There'll be a separate area for used car sales. And there'll be separate entrances for maybe our brands as well, like BMW, Mini and Motorrad. So the first thing we decided was all these interactions will take place in one space, right, not in separate spaces. And there'll be only one entrance to the facility for the customers so that they can interact and choose where they want to go to. So this facility does not have a service space at the moment or a used car space, but if it was to have it, then you'll find them exactly in the same space. Okay. So that's the first thing what we did as a change. The second thing what we did was, it's not only just about the design, right? So it's not just another CI program that you just change the look of a dealership. No, it's not just that. It's more than that. There is a lot of digital tools that have been introduced into the dealership now. And you can see that, downstairs when you have a look, you'll see that there's a big, huge screen, right? Where you can yourself configure your car in different colors, in different trims, in different wheel sizes or designs, and see how that car will actually look like. It's not a computer generated image, it's actual image of the car that you'll buy. So it gives you the confidence that you're making the right choice. In addition, we have introduced a lot of new roles in the dealership which look after customer interactions, including BMW Genius, which was there. We have enhanced that role even further, which allows customers to interact about our products in a free way without any sales pressure. It's more about understanding the product, so that is there. And also a lot of new processes we have introduced as well, like people can check in themselves, they can provide feedback, they can, at their own time, you can see on the screen here that, just scan the QR code and just understand about the products. A lot of interaction spaces and tools have been provided for customers to just sit and make a decision or interact with our brand.
Right. So with all these changes, with the newer zones, with newer roles of the dealership members, what is the core benefit that a customer is getting out of these changes?
I think for me, every interaction the customer would do now with us will be memorable.
Right.
because it's the environment that is giving them the confidence and relaxation to be able to do that. And number two, the benefit would be is that the engagement with the brand will enhance, right? Because this is exactly what I see customers asking for, that I want the brand to be approachable, I want the brand to be sustainable, I want the brand to have the values that I have in luxury. So this is exactly providing that. And I can give you a proof point here that since we opened this facilities 2 months ago, we had so many customer events here, including the World Cup match that was there, right? So that was telecast here in this facility on that big screen, and customers were sitting as if they're sitting in their lounge. So not in their chairs, there were like bean bags there, there were these casual seatings that were there that you see around the place. They just sat down and enjoyed as if it was in their lounge that they're enjoying this whole thing. So it is more like it was their home.
Right.
And that's what I expect it to be.
So, if I'm not wrong, this Retail.Next concept started in, I guess, December 23 onwards, right?
Well, we started some pilots early next year.
Right.
We did that. We started some pilots. So we did Agra, we did Ludhiana, we did one in Delhi, just as a pilot to get the learnings and put the elements together. But this was the first, what we call as the Lighthouse Project, which is the final product of all those pilots, which has all the elements in it. And this template will now be carried out to all our facilities across the country. So there's already more than 20 projects running right now in various stages of completion. That will soon, you'll see a lot of openings happening almost on a monthly basis. And by end of 2026, all our facilities across the country will transform into this new format. So it will become a space for every customer in every town. They'll have their own BMW home. Right, a BMW Mini home, a BMW Mini and Motorrad home, whatever they want to call it, will be there. And for this, dealer partners have really committed, and they are really going to invest 365 crores over the next 2.5 years.
Now, post-COVID, we have seen this trend that most of the customers are going for online experience. They are choosing their cars. The only point of contact with the dealership is when they are taking the deliveries. Now, in a time when people are going for online purchasing, what was the core idea behind investing in a multi-story dealership and expanding your network in such a
So I think online interactions are increasing, you're right, but only in certain parts of the customer journey, not the entire customer journey. So I think at least in the luxury space, and us as a brand, I know BMW being a very passionate and dynamic brand, and our customers attached to the brand in the same way, there is a lot of touch and feel, there's a lot of emotion involved. And we've seen that they love to do the research online, they maybe do the deposit online, they might be asking for the test drive online. But when it comes to experiencing the product, they want it physical, right? And for that, they love visiting the showrooms. I mean, of course, we do for customers, those who don't have time, we provide home test drives as well. But we've seen that they want to come and look around and look at options. Right? So that's the emotional connect they go with. Similarly, delivery, you're absolutely right, is one of the most memorable moments of purchase of a car. And you've seen downstairs probably a special handover area, which gives them that memorable experience. Is something that they'll always remember, because that takes to the next level. It gives you the 7-star treatment for the luxury purchase that you're doing. So I think for us, the investment is the right one, because I think customers are asking for more engagement and experience than actually stepping away from it. So that's why you see we actually doubled the showroom size.
Right. Now moving to the business side of things. Now, can you explain to us, or can you tell us how the current financial year has been for BMW and for the overall luxury car market, and what were the key trends, opportunities ahead, and the headwinds for this year?
So normally we track a calendar year than financial year. So I will talk about 2024 as a calendar year. I think, and in the first 6 months, we showed a very solid growth. You've seen after back-to-back 2 years of record sales and double-digit growth. Again, in the first half of this year, we've shown a very solid growth. I see that trend continue. And I think that is encouraging, because we've been waiting for this thing to happen for a very long time, that the premium space should increase. And we can see that it is actually finally increasing now. Two trends that I noticed. One is the product-driven approach, which we have been spearheading. For example, when we launched the new X1, that's absolutely expanded the market, right at the bottom end of the market. Similarly, when we launched the new 7 Series along with the i7 and the electric portfolio that we did, we can see that the upper end of the segment is also actually expanding. So expansion happening on every sphere right now. And we recently launched the 5 long wheelbase. I expect similar trend to happen in that segment, that there would be increase in size of that segment as well. So I'm happy that our competition also sells continue to sell like we continue to sell, and we both grow the market, I think that's really a healthy sign in the market. I expect the year to finish off really well as well.
So, what will be the key focus areas for BMW Group India in the mid to long term?
I think we've clearly defined that a clear aim mid-term to long-term is to expand the premium segment. Right? That's always been our aim. So from that 1% or sub 1% or just above 1% of the total market, it has to move towards that 3% to 5% band in a mid to long-term basis. For that, we will introduce products, of course. We will create experiences like you see this one. We'll create more and more engagements with our customers. You've seen us do unique things like the Joy Town, right? Something absolutely unique in the industry we did, which again creates a lot of attachment for the brand, experience for the customers. So we'll continue progressing these agendas of product, customer experience, and investing with our dealer partners with the right elements in the society, with the right facilities, so that people can attach with the brand more and more.
Right. On that note, Mr. Pawah, thank you so much for joining HDO.
Thank you very much for having me on board. Appreciate it.